good example of all the things that we're going to be doing today. So basically, what we're going to be doing is first, I want you guys to get your whatever device you're going to film on, and get that in your hands, whether that's your phone or your actual camera, if you have a DSLR or a video camera or whatever. And we're going to try and get a little bit acquainted with the settings, just a little bit. I mean, I'm going to do as much as I can. It's at school, it's very easy because we have a class set of cameras and they're all the same, and it makes life really easy. Here, it's going to be a little more difficult. But hopefully, if you guys have your cameras, and I'm assuming that most of us are going to be using phones, and then again, I'm double assuming that most of us have iPhones. So what I'd like you guys to do is go to the settings for your phone or your camera, right? Get into the menu, and basically what we're looking for right now is we are looking for on a phone, you've got a lot of other settings things to deal with. You want to go in the camera. If you have a regular camera, just going into the settings. What we're looking for is things like formats, resolution, recording, frame rates, something along those lines, because we need to make sure that we kind of get ourselves into the best position to succeed that we can. If we have all sorts of crazy settings set up, then it's going to make it really hard for us to edit and to get into post-production. We want to make sure that we kind of have a kind of streamlined setup going as we move forward. So on iPhone, in the camera settings, the first thing that I'm going to look for, let's delete all my old stuff here, is we go into camera settings, is the format. Now, on a regular camera like a DSLR, the format might only ask you to choose between like MP4 or .mov file types, which either of those should work just fine. But on an iPhone, the format choices it gives us, as you can see, are high efficiency or most compatible. And we want to make sure that we are on most compatible, because right, that means that when we send the footage to our computer or you email it or whatever, that it's going to be easily read by whatever device you're sending it to. If you use the high efficiency codec, that's what HEVC down there means, high efficiency video codec. It's basically a language that the video is written in, and not a lot of devices can read or speak that language yet. It's getting more and more popular, but I would say it's still at like a 50% success rate. Whereas putting it on most compatible, you're going to have like a 99% success rate. Remove any barriers. First step is to make sure that you don't have the high efficiency thing turned on. Most compatible usually means like if you see something that says like H.264 is good, MP4 is good, MOV, those are all things that you should be looking for. If you're not using an iPhone, if you're using a regular camera, look for those kind of things. We want to avoid things that say H.265 or .mkv. Those are quite a bit less compatible with other things going forward. The next thing that we're looking at is the resolution. On an iPhone, it just says record video. But if you're looking on a camera or maybe an Android device or something else, you're looking for something that says like resolution. You see on the iPhone, our options are 720p, 1080p, and 4K, right? Those are dimensions, how big your video is going to be, like a number of pixels. 720p means that it's going to be 1,280 pixels wide and 720 pixels tall. 1080p means it's going to be 1,920 pixels wide, 1,080 pixels tall. That's the 1080. And then 4K is really close to 4K. It's actually 3,840 pixels across and 2,160 pixels tall. And here's actually a little, if I get rid of these pieces here, you can see the different sizes. Right, it's all the same aspect ratio of 16:9, but right, the size differs greatly. So 4K is almost about 4 times as big as 1080p. So that means that the files are going to take up 4 times as much space on your phone or your memory card. So that's why we want to, when we're shooting, we want to be set right here on 1080p HD. That's a good size. That's the size that 99% of people's televisions are, right? There are 4K televisions, but it's pretty rare. There are 4K computer monitors, but it's still pretty rare. Most people have 1080p monitors, so it really doesn't make any sense to record in something higher than that, since most people can't watch it in higher than that. It just takes up a lot of space. So we want to make sure that our resolution is set to 1080p. And then after that, you see we have two choices, 1080p at 30 FPS and 1080p at 60 FPS, right? That's the frames per second. That's what FPS stands for. And basically, right, video is just a bunch of still photographs, right? Video is basically taking 30 pictures a second and playing back those pictures one after another, right, 30 times a second. And so that's the frames per second that we want to use usually is 30 FPS. You can use 60 FPS, which is going to be double the file size, right? Because you're taking twice as many pictures per second. Televisions usually don't have the ability to play back things that are 60 FPS. Some do. It's getting more common. Computer monitors do. Computer monitors are usually 60 FPS. But movies are actually 24 FPS when you go to the movies. So, you know, people are used to seeing 30. It takes up so much less space. I find it just easiest to shoot in 30. So that's the option that we want. And then on iPhone, I also learned about this auto low light FPS. And I generally tell people anything you see that says auto, we want off because it just messes with stuff. So resolution, take me 30 FPS, and then turn off low light, because what's usually going to happen is it's going to slow down your shutters. It's going to slow down your frames per second. It's going to do maybe 15 frames a second, like you've seen nighttime footage where it's blurry and kind of slow and weird. It's because it's making each picture last longer to try and gather the light. So I keep that off. The other settings I like to make sure that I have my grid turned on my camera. And that way, when I'm going to shoot video, let me flip this thing around here. There we go. Right, we've got our grid lines. I know I'm sideways right now, but you know, that way I can keep my eyeballs on that grid line when I'm, oh, don't do that, video. No matter what framing I have, whether it's kind of the big medium shot, you know, I can't really get my arm any further away than that, for kind of a tight medium, or the close-up, or the tight close-up, or the extreme close-up. It makes sure that it helps me get my framing right. It helps me get, you know, so I'm not too big, you know, that, or worse, this is really what we want to stay from. That's really bad, right? Keep those eyes kind of right on that top grid line, and you're going to be in pretty good shape all the time. So I like to turn my grid on no matter what camera I'm using, whether if I'm using a real DSLR camera or a phone camera. I like to turn on the grid. I find it helps. Other than that, on an iPhone, there's nothing else I would change. You know, on a big DSLR camera, you can keep other things on auto for now, because hopefully we can get to manual stuff when we get back to school. But that's kind of, I think, our basic settings we're going to use for our cameras for shooting our movie, which takes us to our next portion, which is actually the project that we are going to do in filming our first movie. So let's do this. Let's get into Teams here, and I'm going to assign you guys an assignment right here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Bum, bum. This movie here. And so I've made, and I shot my own little 5-shot movie. It's very, very small. And I included a storyboard with it so that you guys, because basically what I'm looking for here is, can you follow all the calls of using a slate like we went over, right? Stand by, roll it. Camera operator pushes record, checks the numbers, says rolling. Director says, this is shot 3, take 1. Steps out, calls action, the scene plays, and then they call cut and they stop recording, right? That process that we went over, can you use that? And can you translate from what is on a storyboard into real life? So I made a little storyboard. Here we go. We can finally assign it. Here we go. And I'm going to show you guys that storyboard. We're going to go over it together. I'm going to click on it here, and we're going to go big teams view. I'm going to rotate it. I wish you could rotate the other day. We got to click it 3 ways. Here we go. Here's my awesome artistic ability storyboard that I drew for a movie that you guys are going to shoot today in class. And if you don't finish it in class, it kind of becomes homework. It's only 5 shots long, so it's not very long. And I'll even show you guys my example that I made. So shot 1, as you can see, is a medium shot of you asleep in bed, and you're going to wake up and get out. Now, you guys can choose the mood that your character has. Is your character excited to start the day? Are they anxious? Are they running? Are they running late? Are they bored? Are they super still half asleep? Right? You can put whatever kind of emotional stamp you want on this character. Right? And also, you're going to choose the ending of the movie too. So, you know, you could choose however you want it to be. I had my character kind of be realizing they're late for something in their movie. So my character kind of darts up out of bed. Shot 2 is a close-up, right? A CU. The shot starts empty, so I have an empty shot, and then the feet come in, so that's why my arrows kind of drop in, and then they walk off. So it's kind of like the person sits up, and their feet come out of bed in shot 2, and then they leave. So the shot starts empty, feet come in, and then leave. Shot 3, and try to have your feet do some acting. You'll see what I mean. Shot 3 is a wide shot where your actor, you, is going to enter the shot and wake up a computer. So the shot is going to start empty, again, with nothing in it. They're going to enter and wake up their whatever device it is they use for their digital learning. Right? I kind of want you basically going to your workspace. Shot 4 is a medium shot where you see something on the screen and you react. Do you react scared and you scream and you fall out of your chair? Are you sad? Do you start crying? Are you super excited and elated? Yay, hooray, hooray. Are you upset? Oh no, what happened? Right, whatever it is, maybe poor Coach Hub, he lost to me in fantasy football by 0.08 points today. I'm sure when he woke up and saw that, he was nonplussed. So, you know, you could be really sad that your team lost or whatever it is. And then the final shot, shot 5, is a close-up of the computer screen where you reveal on the computer screen what caused that reaction of your actor, of their elation or their sadness or whatever the case may be. So let me show you the shots that I took by myself. Only took me about 5 to 10 minutes to do these 5 shots. So, you know, you guys can get it done in about 10 to 15. Here they are here. So let me open them up. So here is shot 1.
Rolling.
And you'll notice I do all the calls, right? The first call you'll actually hear is the word rolling because that's right after the camera operator has pressed record. So you don't really hear anyone say stand by. But the important thing is that you notice the very first frame of my film, of my clip, my raw clip, has the slate in it, nice and big and close, easy to read. And that way, when I look at my phone or I look at my editing, like if I go to my phone really quick and look at my pictures, look in my camera roll, you can see all my slates really nice and easy as the thumbnails. It makes it really easy to find the shots you need, right? Shot 1, take 1, shot 1, take 2, shot 2, take 1, right? And it makes it really easy to find what you need. So we really want to make sure our slates are in there right when we begin. Okay, so here's my example of shot 1.
Rolling. All right, this is shot 1, take 1.
Got kind of stuck in my blankets.
Action. Cut.
And I call cut on myself. I actually did 2 takes of this because I didn't realize that the marker I was using for the slate fell out. So I actually did a second take of this, but I didn't transfer that into my computer for some reason. So let's go to shot 2. And I used my, hello, shot 2. There it is. I used the homemade paper cup tripod for this. Just to kind of show that it was doable, and I used like a chair and boxes to like stack to the different heights. So it's definitely doable even if you don't have a real tripod. All things are possible. So here's shot 2 of mine.
Rolling. This is shot 2, take 1. Action. Cut.
There we go. So my feet come into the frame, right? The shot starts empty, and then the feet come into the frame. My wife tried to talk to me. Feet come in after I climb in bed.
Action.
Action. Feet are in, and then run out, right? I'm late for something. Shot 3.
Rolling. This is shot 3, take 1.
Remember, the click is just for fun. My messy office.
Action.
Run in. Oh my gosh, I'm late.
Cut.
All right, cut it. Then I walk back, turn the camera off because I'm all by my lonesome. And then shot 4. Do 2 takes of shot 4 because I accidentally didn't have my computer ready, but this is the good take. Take
This
2
is
here.
Shot 4, take 2.
I'm not in a hurry to call action. I take my time.
Action. Oh, come on, come on, come on.
I'm so sad. I'm so dejected.
Cut.
Here's my call. I know, right? Now, why? Why am I so sad? Where's shot 5? Where'd you go,
missed the
shot 5?
graphics card launch.
I missed
Rolling.
something worse.
This is shot 5, take 1. Action.
Oh,
Sold out.
Okay.
Didn't make it. And then basically, we're not going to get to this step till next class, but here's basically the whole thing. Right, I'll chop together, get rid of all the action and cut calls, get rid of all the slates, just keep the beautiful meat, the beautiful fillet of each shot.
Come on.
There it is, right? So it's a really simple project. Like, it's not anything too crazy. I'm not trying to blow anybody's mind right here. What I'm trying to do is kind of show you guys, like, okay, look, here's a storyboard. Here's slate usage. Here's call usage. Let's kind of get into the groove of that. Shoot this 5-shot movie. Practice getting the footage, to me, which is going to be another struggle, I'm sure. But that is kind of our goal. Now, you can, like I said, you can make your actor be sad. You can have them be happy. The emotion and what they show in shot 5 is up to you. So that's kind of the first thing to figure out is, what do you want that ending to be? And then you can kind of work backwards from there and figure out how your character should move through the space and how they should act and behave and whatever. You want to put your best acting forward. If we look at the rubric, let's get it big here so you can see how this is graded. Directing, a good score is all the calls are used. So rolling, shot 1, take 1, action, and cut, right? And you have the slate nice and big in the shot. That'll get you all the points. If you don't use a slate or calls, that's not good at all. If you kind of do one incorrect, or if you do both incorrect, it's kind of in the middle. Camera usage, if the camera work is good, meaning the shots are level, the brightness and the focus are good, and the framing is good, right? When it says it's a wide shot for shot 3, you shoot me a wide shot. When it says a medium shot for shot 1, you shoot me a medium shot. Get excellent. The number of errors you have drops the score down. For acting, if your acting is like, if you're really buying into your character and you're pretending to be sad or pretending to be lazy or pretending to be whatever, really enthusiastically, then you get a good score. If you're just kind of going through the motions and just kind of walking, then you're not going to get a ton of points. And then the effort and the content. If all the shots are complete and you've put some good effort into your story, you get good score. Basic effort, miss some of the shots, or you put something inappropriate in it, then that goes down to 1 point. That's not really good. That's 0 points for inappropriate content. Remember, we got to try and keep it PG-13, right? You can do some kind of silly, little meme stuff, but nothing that you wouldn't want to show to the principal, for fear of getting in trouble or anything like that. So keep it pretty clean there. So you have access to the storyboard in the assignment, and you can download it and print it, or you can just keep it open on your computer screen while you work. That works as well. And there's the rubric. So basically, for the assignment, what I want you guys to do is upload the 5 shots you get. So whatever the best take of shot 1 is, upload it. Whatever the best take of shot 2 is, upload it. And I want all 5 of them uploaded to this assignment. You could, even if you really want to, you could throw them all into a Google Drive folder and share the drive with me. You could throw them all into a Microsoft Teams folder or OneDrive folder and share the folder with me. That, and put the link in the assignment as well. Both of those are good solutions. I put a link in our team how to transfer videos. So if you're not sure how to get your videos off your iPhone onto a computer, off your Android onto a computer, or you can transfer it using Google Drive or OneDrive, and I put some links to that as well. But there's nothing that Google really can't solve. I'm sure if those videos don't help you out, Googling can help you out as well. And then basically we have a half an hour still to get, or excuse me, 20 minutes together. So you can definitely get a good portion of these shots done. It's only 5 of them. If you figure about 5 minutes a shot to set up and do whatever, you'll be done in no time. And for the exit ticket, I would like you to please find it here. Slap one of your shots, just whatever one you worked on last, and throw it onto the Flipgrid. Let me copy the link. Basically to prove to me and to the powers that be that you were indeed shooting this footage during class time, because if we're at school, we'd be shooting during class time. So I'm trying to keep things as normal as possible. When we're in class time, we're shooting and we're getting work done. So at about 12:30, maybe set an alarm on your phone to come back and make sure that you throw one up on the Flipgrid, and then just continue working or take a break, whatever you need to do. But we want to make sure we get all 5 shots on the assignment by tomorrow night at midnight, and 1 shot to me in the Flipgrid by 12:30. So I'll put that up on the overlay as well, and hopefully it makes sense. Exit ticket is Flipgrid, upload 1 raw shot. Assignment is to upload all 5 raw shots. All right. I'm going to be right here, and that way if anyone has any questions about anything or where to find anything, I can direct you to it. But I think I've made it pretty simple for you guys. I'm going to stop recording now, that video. And that way